Hi, welcome to the Lit channel. So time to time I do get emails from college students across the world requesting some kind of a help in terms of their project, some contact, seeking some assistance in terms of their documentation or the project report, or some may seek assistance in terms of how to conduct the project and stuff like that. So long back I did, of course, few video episodes on the same. As you can see here, this is some video series I did long back, and almost I never paid an attention, but still time to time, once in a while, I get mails, and that includes all verticals, let it be bachelor's, master's, or even I have some students who are doing their PhD and as well as masters, and even graduation and stuff like that. So besides students, I do get mails. So what I find what I found seeing their requests is sometimes they do tend to have an fantastic project, but a little bit it is a little advanced than what they are capable of, and so they need some type of assistance so that they can conduct and then they can accomplish what they are looking for. But sometimes I do get emails from college students, and when I dig down and investigate what they are working on, I find it is quite very challenging, and they do tend to do some mistakes in terms of selecting their project itself. So what happens is they select something without understanding the depth and the know-how also. They just select something in that urgency, thinking it is some cutting-edge technology or something cool in the industry. So they just take anything which is, they just cherry-pick anything which is so exciting. Let it be SDN, let it be something related to data sciences or ML or AI, whatever it is. Okay, they just pick something, or else let it be something related to operating system, internals and stuff. So the question is, it is not about which domain, let it be application space or system software, or else let it be in some kind of analytics and other stuff. So the thing is, they pick something which is quite complicated, which they can accomplish or they may not be accomplished, and sometimes they need to think also this the time which is available, so that you can do that project in that stipulated time, and as well as any assistance you need, sometimes external assistance, or sometimes even your college staff may not able to assist you because it is quite challenging. And most of the times, like I mentioned in most of my episodes, they may work on some academic stuff. They may not be equipped in terms of doing a real stuff. Okay, so this is the sort of a challenge. So if you ask their assistance, most of the times, if it is not available in the net, they can't give you anything. Okay, because they don't really work on anything in the real situation. Okay, so this is the thing. When you choose a project, be very careful. Take your time initially, that what type of subject or a topic you need to choose, because the project, it gives you an opportunity for you to explore various other stuff connected to this particular project. So good students, it gives an opportunity for you to learn. If you are just an average student, you just need to finish some project, but you must have chosen something, then it depends, you may learn or may not learn or something. So but in case if you are very good in academics, even then you choose something which is very interesting. At the same time, just do a rough estimate. It's just not picking some random topic. Just do a rough estimate. Do you have some background know-how? So do that investigation for a few days. Okay, before you choose that specific title, do some investigation. Is it feasible, and what kind of resources it needs? Okay, sometimes you may need extensive resources. You may need to have extensive hardware, extensive resources, and beyond that you need to have some type of supervision. As I said, these are quite common. Okay, so in that way, quite recently when I got some request from someone in not in India, of course, not in India, and he is trying to do something in operating system, and there was some discussion about paid assistance and other stuff, but later when I investigated, he is trying to do an entire operating system with some pieces here and there and something like that. So I found it is quite challenging even to a level like mine, because what happens is these are things which takes incredible amount of time, incredible amount of resources, and you can't charge like something. Even someone who wants to assist you, they can't charge something like a real company project. Sometimes you should understand these are the type of projects. In a company you will have a manager and team heads and also this underlying developers who may work for that specific stuff. Okay, so entire team of around 20-25 people may work on a specific stuff, versus you being in the college, you may do some misjudgment and you may think doing this as a part of your final year project. So this is the sort of goof up many people do, and in that urgency they get a lot of stress and depression and other stuff. I seen especially women struggling a lot because they are little sensitive and they get really freaked out when they are supposed to finally deliver this project in the last moment. They really get freaked out. Okay, there is one question about completing your documentation. The other question is also getting your project. The other context is also about knowing that, and you need to explain in their practicals and demo, and whether it is internal, external demo, whatever it is. So this is where they get stuck. Okay, so in the case of people who are doing PhDs, this is something I am telling. If you are a graduate, maybe you are not aware of. So if anyone who is doing masters, it will be little bit similar to bachelors, but if they are doing PhD, they may have a long period of time. They may do some type of thesis and they do some extensive research for a long period of time. So they work in a different way, versus if you are a bachelor's, if you are especially doing your 4-year bachelor's, whether we call as BE, BS, BTech, whatever it is. So if you are doing 4 years bachelor's, the reason I am saying is I do have even students from abroad, so I can't categorize only about covering about students in India or something. So I do have students in abroad. They do have some similar pattern. They do have similar deadlines to submit, but they do tend to pick some projects which are more practical, more creative, rather than I often see with Indian students. If it is a question of 10 years back or 15 years back, most of the Indian students tend to pick some attendance automation or some type of database stuff and something like that. These are very common topics, some library automation and stuff like that, because those days computers are not so popular and people tend to do these things in manual way. So whenever a student thinks about a project, they think about automating something which existed in the manual format. Okay, let it be railway train ticket booking or some flight train ticket booking or something like that. They used to take project names or pick the project names and they used to take such topics which is automating something which existed in a manual way earlier, and now they want to automate the same. But these days things have changed. They are working on several interesting stuff, and they are working on IoT stuff, robotics. Anyone can take robotics. I seen CS students picking topics on IoT, robotics and interesting stuff like that. Same way I seen even mechanical students picking topics on other type of automation, let it be vehicle or V2V, or let it be some kind of automated vehicle or car, some stuff like that, which also includes coding, as well as you need to have that fabrication of some mechanical parts and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting. That is why I'm saying this is the foundation. It puts at that young age, you are still very young in while you are in college, you may not still be knowing what is exactly happening in the industry. There are also situations, maybe your sister is working, your elder sister is working in a company, or elder brother is working in a company or something like that. Still, since you have not seen it live, you may have certain assumptions about corporate world or the real business world. Okay, rather than saying the corporate world, end of the day they hire you to conduct business. Okay, so that's the main bottom line. So they see how far the business viability. You may think as a student, you may think that this is a very much cutting edge technology, why don't they choose this kind of a system or something. But if you get recruited, suddenly you will understand that they may pick some very old outdated technology, and they may tend to do the actual software, okay, or in your words the project in a very much outdated technology. The reason is they may do it for some backward compatibility, they may do it for some type of cost cutting of utilizing existing components, because they must have done these components past 5 to 10 years with several engineers, so they must have paid substantial amount of salaries to them. So they need to utilize these existing components, and they need to build something using these components rather than reinventing the wheel and spending a lot of money. So this happens in the industry. So don't imagine always cutting edge technology will prevail everywhere. It is not the case. Okay, so in the industry there are several other challenges we face day to day. We have challenges in HPC, we have challenges in AI, ML, and we have challenges in systems as well. We have challenges in IoT as well. We need more faster computers, more faster embedded boards. At the same time, it should also consume as less energy as possible. So we need always an energy efficient devices. So these are various things in the industry which are always challenging. And also when it comes about automation of cars, all this stuff, even there are challenges over there. And you have something on the other side, V2V, there is some other side. You have IoT, you have smart farming, you have green technologies like wind and other solar farms and stuff. And then again you need IoT to connect these stuff and then pull the data analytics, and then you need to push into something like a big data. So many things are possible. So when you pick any project topic, just pick some 4-5 options, okay, and before you choose that particular one, take some time. Okay, this is something I'm saying. I have seen students who are toppers who are doing this mistake as well. So I'm not saying some average or below average student, he may just take something and he may cut, copy, paste, and finally he will build some project report. Again he will seek some assistance, or else he will just jumble here and there, and then he will present it to the college. I'm not even saying them. I'm saying even brilliant students, toppers, sometimes do this mistake. They pick something which is extremely difficult. In the real world you need so much money to fund such project, and then they pick something all alone. Or in the case of bachelors, they may form a team of 2 to 3 students, and they try to conduct this or execute this project with insufficient knowledge, skills, know-how. At the same time, some type of funding may be required, and you need insufficient with insufficient funding you may have insufficient resources, and everything, it will become an issue as you are reaching that deadline. So be careful. So this is something I have partly covered in those video series, but trust me, these are video series I took long back. I had several challenges in terms of putting this YouTube videos, because the camera is new, and each time I was doing some type of manual setting and all other stuff. So I was afraid about that, and also there is that external ambient noise. I need to control that and stuff like that. So that is not a problem at this point of time. So whatever I said, to an extent I am more polishing it and more refining it, but this discussion is all about, it's not none of that what I have discussed. This discussion is all about when you choose your final year projects, let it be masters, bachelors, or whatever it is. Even if you're doing some PhD thesis, spend some amount of time and pick a unique topic. If you're a topper, I suggest you pick a very unique topic, and who knows, you may be recruited, or directly you may get a very good job for this project itself. Okay, pick a very unique topic which is challenging. At the same time, document your progress. And I also suggest one more thing. If you are interested, you can also video document your project, and you can take time to time a video document of the same, and you can submit it to me, and I can even post it in the Linux channel. And this gives a sort of opportunity to bring in any assistance in case if you are stuck. Sometimes if you are taking a very challenging project, if you are stuck, you can bring in some assistance from other resources. Of course, you have various discussion forums, you can put forward your questions, and then you can seek assistance, and besides you will have visibility what you are into, and it may that reach may help you further. Okay, so if you are interested, even you can video document your project your project sequence. Okay, as you do the things step by step or different phases, as you do the same, you can document the same and you can submit to me. You can put it in Google Drive or something like that, and you can submit to me, and then I can pick and I can compose into a video, and then I can push it into a Linux channel. Okay, so this is also going to help many college students to come to unite and come to a common place and find it out these things. See, although the name of the channel I have mentioned as Linux channel, it is nothing to do always with Linux or a single operating system. If you are working in Windows, if you are working in any project, let it be, even if you are working, as I said, you may be doing some chemical engineering, but you are doing some type of automation of that, and you need to get it to some big data, and you need to have some type of cluster computing system. You are pushing that data to that, and you are finding out some type of analytical research data. Or if you are into mechanical engineering and you are doing some type of automation, and you are employing some type of IoT device and other stuff, and you are doing some type of stuff. So it may be any vertical. I am not bothered it is which subject it is. Okay, end of the day, it's all about engineering, and we are all engineers. And hope you remember, when you are in the first year, you learn carpentry, you learn forging and many stuff. So it's just engineering is quite vast. Anytime computer science may help any other verticals. Anytime if you are doing any hard disk design, of course it has mechanical components. If you are doing a CD drive, of course it has mechanical components. So come out of that typical student mindset. When it comes to the industry, anyone can work in any company. If you are working in aeronautics engineering division, suddenly you may get a job in Google or Microsoft, and suddenly you may do some type of research for some other project, but they may little bit leverage your existing skills, and they may utilize your existing skills as well. Okay, so the bottom line is, when you are picking the projects, be wise, take some time, and then check whether it is feasible by you with your existing skills, the talent and the resources you have. Let it be hardware resources or whatever assistance you get. Okay, you may have even siblings who may well aware of that specific domain, so even that type of assistance, or else you may know someone who is working in a company and they may assist you, or else you are seeking for some type of external assistance. Sometimes you can of course get any paid assistance and stuff like that. See, these things are very common in the industry. Sometimes what happens is, you need a specific investigation, and you need some type of mentor who can guide you. As I said again, it is not something always possible with your college staff or any institute. Sometimes they must have, if you consider an institute, they must have done some college, and after that full time they are doing about this alone. Okay, so they are fine tuned in terms of doing that alone. So they are also lacking the big picture of the industry, and when it comes to the college staff, they really lack the big picture of that industry. Okay, so they are in that dreamy world of only going through that outdated stuff, and then they see some videos or see the website, and then they try to update, but they have not really seen what the industry is. So this is what. So the job market, industry, and the real work and the business aspect is completely different than what you learnt so far in the college. So I'm saying, take your time and check all these factors, and then you can conclude a topic and you can execute it phase by phase, and forget about all your software life cycle, product life cycle theories and all that, whatever you read in the books. just do in phase by phase, and before the deadline approaches, 1 month before, you try to complete everything. Even you try to start even doing your college report as early as possible. Don't wait for your college HOD or the lecturers to tell that you can proceed. Even before that, you can start writing a rough draft, and then you can perfect it as per the college format. Okay, each college have their own format. I have, as I said, I have international students, they have a different type of format even for bachelors. At the same time, when you think about in Karnataka, you have VTU, in Chennai or Tamil Nadu, you have Anna University, so stuff like that. So you need to do as per their guidelines. So once you prepare your rough draft, you can just, it's the question of morphing this rough draft into that specified format. That's about it. Okay, so this is what. So hope these things may help you. If you have anything to discuss, or as I said, if you are interested, you can video document your college project, and you can do it in a smartphone, you can do it in a camera or some action camera, whatever it is. You can document the same, you can put forward what it is doing, and things like that. Okay, it's a nice way to share your knowledge to the wider community. So if you are interested, you can document, and as well you can submit it to me, and then I can review, and I can edit, and I can post it as a video episode in Linux channel. It may help many more college students as a whole community. Okay, so if you have anything to discuss, be in touch via mail or via YouTube comments. Post your queries, send your clarification, whatever you are seeking for, in the form of mail or in YouTube comments. So thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.